Hi guys, Sandy from So Easy by Sandy here. Today we're making one of those quilt blocks that, a lot of people are scared to try because it just looks so complicated. But by the end of this video, you will see it really isn't. And in fact, it's one of those you can easily do by hand. So if you don't have a sewing machine, it's not a problem. I'm talking about the Cathedral window quilt block, and I don't know anyone who isn't in love with the look of this block. Now, there are two ways of making this block, and we are doing both, so you can decide which one is your favorite. The first one is called the easy one, and the main advantage of this method is it requires a lot less fabric to get done, but it also produces bulkier seams. But again, it is up to you to decide your favorite, and I do hope you will leave me a comment below letting me know your decision once this video is done. Also, before this video is over, we will be making a cathedral window pillow cover you will want to do over and over again. Okay, now for the easy version, we will need 5 colorful fabric squares, 4 inch by 4 inch each, 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters or so. We will also need 4 white squares of the same size. Now, we're folding the white squares into triangles and placing them over 4 of the colorful squares like so. And now we sew them together in order to make a white square in the middle. Next step is placing the remaining square on top of the white square, and it's time to sew. We want to fold the white edge over our fabric and make a round shape, a curve with the fabric. And the important bit here is that you want to use enough fabric to make it perfectly round, but you don't want to go overboard and end up pulling on the fabric. Here's an important tip also. When you reach a corner, before sewing that corner, make sure to fold the next side first so you can catch both corners when you're sewing. You want those corners sewn together, no gaps in sight. And that way you can also leave your needle down before turning the square and the fabric won't get loose. Sew at a speed that is comfortable for you to make sure it's as round as you can make it. And that's it. Your block is complete. Okay, now for the second way, the more traditional way, if you will, of making a cathedral quilt block. Now, we'll start with a 20-inch fabric square. And I have this 16.5-inch template I like to use to press the seams and make sure all my squares are the same. Next step is making a smaller square by pushing all the corners inwards and then pressing them. And then you do it again one more time. Now we make 3 more of these squares, and I've got mine right here. All nicely pressed, and we're sewing them together by the sides, along this line over here. Okay, now that we have all 4 squares together, we need to sew the tips together before moving on, and I usually do this by hand. Okay, now comes the fun part. We're adding colorful squares to all these squares right here. We're measuring this space, you see right here, removing ½ an inch or so and cutting 4 colorful squares. You can also choose to add squares to the sides, or half squares in this case, or leave them in their original color. It's really up to you. I'm doing the half squares because I just love making these blocks, and it's a good practice for those curves. Here we go. And that's it, our cathedral blocks are complete. All there's left for us to do today is turn these gorgeous blocks into something we can look at every single day, like a throw pillow. And we can do that real quick by adding 2 rectangles of white fabric to the bag, and we're doing an envelope pillow today, no zipper or Velcro needed. We make sure the 2 rectangles overlap nicely. And now we place the 2 parts over our pillow front, right sides together, and we sew. Let's turn it around to see how it looks. Perfect! What do you think? Is it something you'd like to have in your home? Don't forget to tell me which method you prefer, and I will see you for my next video. Bye bye!